In this podcast episode, INQ, a poet and artist, discusses the transformative power of poetry, words, and art in helping individuals navigate their emotions and recognize the possibilities in life. He begins by sharing a poem titled Fear from his new book and journal, which delves into how fear can consume us, but also underscores the importance of living life fully despite our fears. INQ elaborates on the dual nature of fear, explaining how it can serve as both a positive and negative motivator. He stresses the importance of being conscious of how we use fear in our lives. Drawing from his personal experience, he shares how he chose to unplug from mainstream news sources to avoid the manipulation of fear-based advertising. By focusing on more meaningful and positive sources of information, he was able to cultivate a quieter and more intentional life. The conversation then shifts to INQ's new album, the Never Ending Now album, which features spoken word poetry, intimate conversations with his wife, and beautiful piano compositions by Isabella Turo. He describes the creation of the album as a healing process for him and expresses his hope that it will also bring healing to listeners. The album is accompanied by a journal that includes prompts for reflection and creative expression. One such prompt encourages listeners to explore their biggest fear, its origins, and whether it is rational or irrational. INQ candidly shares his own fear of releasing the album and the journal, despite receiving positive feedback from early listeners. He acknowledges that vulnerability is a constant struggle, but recognizes the power of opening up and sharing his art with others. INQ also recounts a personal story about his parents' experience with a guided Psilocybin retreat, which helped them confront their fears and find healing. He reflects on his own fear of losing his parents and how the retreat brought him a sense of acceptance and peace about the inevitable cycle of life. The discussion delves into the importance of creativity as a tool for processing emotions and facing fears. INQ emphasizes the transformative power of vulnerability and how sharing our stories can connect us more deeply with others and ourselves. He encourages listeners to use creativity to explore their fears, hopes, and dreams, finding healing and empowerment through self-expression. INQ shares his personal experience of using creativity to navigate challenging emotions and foster a sense of connection with others. He highlights the importance of sharing one's vulnerabilities and stories to build a sense of community and understanding. He opens up about his relationship with his parents, particularly his father, and how it has influenced his journey of self-discovery and healing. He shares a poem about happiness and purpose, emphasizing that happiness is not a destination, but a continuous journey, and that purpose can be found in following one's passions and interests. INQ reflects on his reluctance towards marketing and the business side of things, preferring to focus on creating art and connecting with others authentically. He acknowledges the importance of building genuine relationships and engaging in meaningful conversations as a way to promote his work and spread his message. The conversation shifts towards the topic of health and well-being, with INQ sharing some of the habits that have helped him preserve his energy and show up in the world the way he wants to. He mentions practices such as meditation, breathwork, therapy, yoga, boxing, and gratitude as essential components of his self-care routine. He also recalls a time when he sought help for recurring health issues and how a combination of supplements and internal work helped him overcome those challenges. INQ also discusses the importance of communication and conflict resolution in relationships. He mentions the Gottman method, an evidence-based marital therapy approach developed by John and Julie Gottman, which focuses on healthy communication and conflict resolution. He highlights the significance of being able to bring up issues in a relationship in a healthy and respectful manner, rather than holding them in and creating resentment. He shares a heartfelt poem that he wrote for his wife, expressing his deep love and admiration for her. The poem reflects on their journey together and the profound connection they share. INQ talks about how his wife asked him why he hadn't settled down before they met, and he realized that he was waiting for her all along. He proposes to her with a heartfelt vow to cherish and love her for the rest of his life. Throughout the podcast, INQ emphasizes the importance of self-love and self-awareness in building a healthy and fulfilling relationship. He encourages listeners to explore their own creativity and express themselves authentically. He describes his journey towards finding love and self-acceptance serves as a reminder that it is never too late to change and grow.